fresh from a lovely long lunch yesterday. Dominic Alafaci, good morning to you. Lovely to see you.
I was going to say good evening. I don't think it's finished.
No, that's Darren Hinch. His lunches went from 1 till 2. That was 1 p.m. till 2 a.m.
No, not in that category.
No,
not
that's
in the
right.
great men.
We're not that good.
No.
No, very enjoyable, though. And now what happened overnight, Dominic?
Overnight, we saw US markets fall with the Dow Jones Industrial Average down 1.7%. The Nasdaq was 2.2% lower, and the broader S&P 500 gave back 1.7%. They're still up between 15 and 22% for the last 12 months, so this is just a little bit of a correction. Across the Atlantic, London's FTSE was steady at 8,659, with the German DAX lower. However, the French CAC and Italian MIB recorded gains. Gold fell $7.20 to $2,948.90 US an ounce, just off the all-time high. West Texas Minute was 3% or $2.20 lower at $70.28 US a barrel, and Brent crude followed suit, falling to $74.29 a barrel. And the Aussie dollar is over 0.5% lower against the greenback at the moment, is currently buying 63.57 US cents, with the ASX 200 SPY 65 points lower, suggesting a negative start to our trading week on Monday following Friday's effort. The ASX 200 gave back 27 points to end the session at 8,296.
All right. Now, today you wanted to talk about, similar to what we were talking about yesterday, just getting everything lined up and ready for your retirement.
Yeah, I like to say getting your ducks lined up.
Yeah.
Although some naughty people's changed a letter on that and,
yes,
and made it a bit...
That was the cockroach in the booth.
I nearly fell over.
Yeah.
Anyway, on a serious note, the first thing is, and it doesn't matter whether you'd like to retire in 10 years or 24 months or anywhere in between, you need to start visualising what retirement looks like for you. And it's really hard.
Yeah.
It's something that you need to spend a lot of time in your own mind with your family and your friends. And if you're a single person or you have a partner or whatever, what is it going to look like for you? And we were discussing that, working so many more years and then perhaps transitioning to retire and things like that. So you need to invest some time in yourself and make sure that you're comfortable with it. It is quite a difficult thing to do, and it's okay to feel scared.
Right.
It's okay to feel unsure, because I've done hundreds and hundreds
of them.
I don't know, probably about 2,000 people I reckon I've helped over the years retire.
Any complaints? Anyone come back? You got that wrong, Dominic?
I reckon there were two people. There were 2 nongs out of 2,000, so I reckon that's a pretty good average.
What, didn't they follow your instructions, or what happened? Or were they complaining?
Look, I think they might just be challenged, is the best way to describe it. And it doesn't matter what you would do, but I'm sure everyone has, if you've got a fruit shop or you've got a mechanics shop or you work in a library, there's always someone. 2 people out of 2,000 that'll give you a hard time.
Yeah.
And the second thing is invest some time and some money and get a retirement plan drawn up by a professional financial advisor. Make sure if you see someone that works at a super fund or a bank, they disclose any conflicts of interest. That's very important.
Yeah.
And if you've got any doubts, look for an independent financial advisor, as they generally don't have any conflicts of interest.
Yeah.
And think of it as like hiring an architect to design your dream home or your boat shed. It doesn't matter whether you've got a lot of money or squillions, you still need to get someone to design it and make sure it's within the rules. The rules are stupid.
Yeah.
We were discussing them yesterday. They are just A over T. They're just dumb. I don't understand. It must be the water in Canberra. I don't know why they do these silly rules, but it is what it is. And it's generally best to work with someone you eventually trust and you feel comfortable, because your retirement plan is unique. There's very, very few people that have exactly the same retirement plan.
Yeah.
Everyone's different.
That's right, with different assets and different incomes and different durations of work left and all of that.
And their attitude to things, like, we were talking about spending some money now. And actually, I had caught up with the son of a lovely client of mine who passed away a while ago now, and he's got such a good attitude. It was so good to see, well, I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to do this, because his dad died a bit prematurely. So he sort of learnt from that he's going to do the things that his dad didn't get the time to do. Right.
Get amongst it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Live life to its fullest.
Yes. And moderation too. You don't want to go too hard.
No. Unlike us yesterday.
No.
We were well behaved
on a 1 to 10, that would have been about a dignified 5.
Yeah, that's 5. Right. It wasn't much out of control at all.
No,
very respectful.
Yes.
Now, 133693 is the number to call. Give us a ring if you want to speak to Dominic, like John has. Good morning to you.
Hi, guys. Dominic, can I ask you a couple of questions? So,
Go ahead, John.
I'm 60 years of age.
Yep.
I'm into a forced retirement situation because I'm on a disability support pension.
Okay, sorry to hear that.
Now, I've got an existing super account,
Yep.
and during the COVID period, I pulled out 2 lots of $10,000
Yep.
for emergency stuff.
Yep.
And I've sort of built up my bank account now that I've got that money back.
Yep.
And I'd like to put it back into my super and try and do something constructive with it.
Yes.
And I asked them if I could, and I can. And I wanted to go in the share sort of investment
Yes. Yes.
style
Section,
thing.
yep, of the super fund options, yes.
But I'm not allowed to pick the shares that I want to put in.
Okay.
I
That's
have
because
to go with what.
Yeah, what you've got
Because
is...
you're in the fund, is that why?
Yeah, because you're in a public offer fund and they've probably got their rules and regulations on what you can and cannot buy. You could, if John, if your super fund is significantly, can justify the cost, you could transfer...
Go self-funded.
A self-managed super fund and then you're in complete control.
Self-managed, I mean.
Yeah. So it depends, John. Over the year, you may not want to say this if people know you, but if you've got more than about $600,000 or $700,000, then it's okay to set up a self-managed super fund. Some people do it at $200,000 or $300,000. I just find the costs don't justify it. But if you've got around $600,000 or $700,000, a self-managed super fund gives you control and you can justify the costs. I hope that helps.
Good on you, John. Thanks for the call. To Andrew, good morning.
Good morning, fellas. Look, I know this might be a little bit outside the box of a normal question, but I'm extremely baffled with, like Dominic, you're really well-versed, very experienced financial planner, and I'm just interested to know why financial planning isn't put as part of the education curriculum in schools. Because my two daughters, they're now finished Year 12, and they started work at the earliest level, and they've both accrued $30,000+.
Yep.
And at that particular level, without their commitments and projecting to the future, I just think it's insane why it's sort of up to there's this huge gap of potential really well-structured young people that are going to set themselves up.
Andrew, I couldn't agree with you more. It's a disgrace. They've had a couple of attempts at it. The government set up I forgot the institution that Paul Clitheroe, it's an educational thing to help.
Paul Clitheroe, I remember him.
Yeah.
What's he doing now?
Well, he's on the board of this literacy foundation, but look, to be honest with you, it's like a grain of salt. You are so right. We should get the teaching profession and educate them first, because no disrespect, they're lovely people, not most of the time, but they've got NFI when it comes to finance. So we need to start with the teaching profession and perhaps get the chlorine out of the water in Canberra or whatever is making them make life so complicated. It is totally insane.
Yeah. Thanks, Andrew.
But I agree. Honestly, Andrew, you're 100% right.
Well, I did commercial and legal studies at Blackburn High.
Yep.
And I loved it. We had a really good teacher.
Oh, good.
Forgotten her name. She had bright red hair. She took me for a drive in her Alfa Romeo once. Her Alfa Romeo convertible.
Oh, is this The Graduate? Is that movie?
It was a bit like that. I was in year 10. Hey,
God.
Darren, I like your car, miss. Do you want to come for a ride after school? No worries, I said. You wouldn't be able to do it these days, probably.
It's probably against the law.
Yeah, I'll never forget it. That was great. Anyway, back to her and back to that. I learned so much. Commercial and legal studies, bit of accounting in there, bit of legal work, bit of bookkeeping.
But you know the basic thing they don't tell people?
What?
And it's so simple. Spend less than you earn. That's like, start off there.
Not a bad start.
Do you know how many people I've cut their credit cards? Yeah. In the early days when I'd say, look, you just got to stop this.
Yeah.
And one lady, I was working part-time at Myers years ago, and there was an older lady who was sort of her guardian angel.
Yeah.
She told me what was going on, and we sort of plotted to get this lady to come and talk to the young girl to talk to the older lady, and she had her scissors ready. And she went, cluck, just cut it. Because she was actually going to be in default and go to the magistrate's court.
Gee, I've got 2 credit cards, and you know what? they're both always in the black.
Good on you, Darren.
Always.
Good on you.
They're above, I've got one I think got a $10,000 limit.
Yeah.
So I could go off my head and go and spend 10 grand. It's in the plus $700 at the minute.
Oh, you're a genius.
Yeah,
You're a
thanks.
genius.
I'm not paying anyone interest.
No.
Liz, good morning.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
Good, Liz.
Beautiful morning.
It is.
It is. How do I explain it? I'm a 62-year-old woman.
Yes.
Semi-retired.
Yes.
Well, not retired. I'm working as a lollipop lady.
Ah, great.
Yeah, I love my job. My superannuation, they keep ringing me up and they try to talk to me, but I have no understanding of what they're saying to me.
Which company?
How do I find...
Which company, Liz, is your super?
It's North.
Okay. Well, North
They've changed over to another company now.
Okay. Well, generally, the platform North is a pretty good one. It was owned by AMP. Depends on what bells and whistles you have in there. It could be a high fee fund or it could be a low fee fund. So it sounds like the advisor has moved from one company to another and they want to get you to move the money to some other fund, I assume. Get everything in writing, Liz. If they next time they speak to you, say, Dominic Alafaci said, please give me a statement of advice.
Okay.
So that you can read it. And it's illegal to give you advice to move super without getting a statement of advice. And it'll explain it in simple terms, hopefully, so you can understand it.
Good on you. Thanks, Liz, for the call. More calls coming up. Dominic Alafaci is here at 5 to 10. And to Rosemary, good morning.
Good morning. I have a question about my super, and I was wondering if I withdrew my super prior to my death and put in a bank account, would there still be a death tax on that?
No, Rosemary.
Avoid it?
Not that I want you to pass away quickly, but if you're on your last leg,
preparing.
yeah, and look, you should do the calculation. But generally speaking, you can reduce the tax by taking money out of super just before you pass away, or you can commute an income stream. That's the other way of doing it.
Okay, good on you, Rosemary. To Stuart, good morning.
G'day. I've just got a quick question about what's happened with the shares just over the last week or so. My share portfolio jumped up significantly very quickly and then took a big dump over the last couple of days.
Good question.
I was wondering whether... Sorry?
Good question, Stuart. Look, everyone's asking me that question. You get a 25% rise and then you get a 3% fall and you're still 20% ahead, say, the US market. And you go, should I start ditching it? Well, what you've got to do, Stuart, is remember that the long-term average is about 10.
Right.
So if you're batting it...
So take the good days with the bad days.
Yeah, that's right. So if you're really concerned, cash out some and put it in the bank. You'll get 4%, 5%.
Yeah.
But don't leave it there forever because you'll be robbing yourself.
Yeah.
You'll be only getting 4s instead of 10s.
Right.
So it's really hard, the timing. Generally speaking, if you've got a long-term time horizon and you've got the appropriate risk tolerance, leave it in there.
Good on you. Thanks, Stuart. We bid you farewell, Dominic Alafaci. Just a nice, quiet Saturday for you.
Yes. Going up to Long Forest, doing some work.
Oh, good on you.
Yeah.
Enjoy it.
Learn how to ride my tractor.
Oh, lovely. And try and stay cool, too. It's going to be warm.
You too, Darren.
Dominic Alafaci, collinshouse.com is the web address. It's 10 o'clock.